JokePit UK.
Welcome to the Edinburgh Fringe. How are you feeling? Would you like to introduce yourself to everyone in the internet?
My name is Julian McCullogh. I'm from America, and I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Yeah. I'm from Philadelphia specifically, which is particularly sensitive because that's where we planned to secede. Yeah, that was where the planning is. That's where we wrote our constitution. That was like, fucking the British, you know?
Well, it was mostly
they're out.
It was mostly British descendants there then, right?
Oh yeah. It was like the biggest teenage rebellion of all time. That was basically what it came out to be. Yeah, and
that's a good way to introduce yourself to people. The Constitution was written in Philadelphia.
Yeah, by a bunch of pissed off bratty teens that didn't want to pay taxes.
You don't have to be sorry about being American. I think we're past the aggressive
are we past it?
Foreign policy type
Good,
issues,
okay, good.
Right?
Good, yeah, I don't know.
Do you feel like that's something you have to talk about and say?
No, I'm not worried about the politics of everything. I'm more worried about like local people getting the words that I'm saying. You know what I mean? I'm so paranoid that we don't have the same shit here. That like
colloquialisms.
Yeah, like I'm like, I'll be on stage and I'll be like, I don't know what to do with my hands. You guys have hands, right? Like you guys use hands. What do you call your hands?
We call them the grabby things.
Yeah, grabbies. That's what. That
would be
so. That's what I'm more worried about. Because there are certain words that are like very earlier I did an interview and I said I don't want to bum anybody out, and the guy goes, "Do you know what that sounds like?" And I was like, "What?" Because where I'm from, it means make them sad.
I don't want to bum them until they get out.
Yeah, and then he was saying it sounds like you don't want to have anal sex with your audience, and I was like, "Well, I do, so let's not
rule it out.
Let's not rule that out." I mean, I'm here for a month.
I find that like Edinburgh could get a good bumming in one day.
Yeah.
I find that America is a difficult one in terms of language because I always think of it as the same, and then I went there recently for the first time, and it's a completely different language, but it's the same language. So that must be terrifying as a comedian.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, humor is all about context, and if they're not getting your context, then you're really just being stared at.
But you can also blame that.
I flew 15 hours to get stared at by people that don't understand what I mean when I say hands.
Is this your first time in Edinburgh? Second time? How long? Many times?
First time I've been in Edinburgh. I've been here for 3 days.
Cool.
The buildings are very old. And they make you feel like whatever you're doing is poetic. It's
some
very
of them
nice.
are older than 100 years.
What?
Yeah, some of them are older. Some of them are
in America, we just knock them down at 100.
Las Vegas.
Once they turn 100, they're out.
This is the old bit, and then next door we just have a bit which was made really recently.
Yeah, like 200 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, your new part of town is actually as old as our country.
Yeah,
for real.
That's true. I thought you said Pharrell then. Pharrell.
No.
Pharrell, come on.
You have Pharrell? What do you call Pharrell?
Pharrell Williams.
Okay. So that's the same.
What can they expect from your show if they've never seen your show?
My show is...
the proverbial they.
Yeah. Who are they? It's hilarious.
It's hilarious.
I'm a very successful stand-up in America.
Very successful.
No, it's very personal, and it's mostly about old relationships that I've had, and also my drug and alcohol adventures, and how they actually didn't combine very well.
Oh no!
Yeah, and but it's really funny, and there's some dark stuff in there, but I make it palatable for everyone because I don't want to bum anybody out.
Bum them in. They can watch the show.
I'm still not clear exactly on what I'm saying when I say that, but I know it's dirty.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to talk about dark subjects, though, right? I think what.
Yeah, I mean, why else? What else is humor for? I do like the other kind. I like absurd humor, and I like irreverent humor, and humor about like with wordplay and shit like that. I like all that stuff too. But for me, it's just like I'd rather just talk about. What I've gone through, and it's humor has always been for me. It's different for different people. I've always used it as a armor and a way to deflect real problems. Because I never had friends really growing up. I was new in school every year and shit.
Oh wow.
So can we curse on this?
You can say whatever the fucking shit.
Oh wow. Okay. And so. Yeah, I developed humor because they were just... everybody always hated me everywhere I went because people fear new. People fear the new.
Until they understand you.
Right. And so I would use humor so I wouldn't get beat up, and it worked mostly.
It worked mostly?
Yeah.
Does this mean you keep having to have distressing experiences in your life to fuel your next shows?
Yeah, I am completely in love with my wife, but I will have to divorce her next year for material.
You'll have to make her divorce you.
Yeah, exactly.
Set the plans in motion now.
Well, I've never broken up with anybody in my life. You probably haven't either. You're
a
man.
Haven't. Yeah.
No, you know what we do.
Right.
We're just dickheads
I'm
until
so
they
pleased
leave.
That you said this.
Yeah, we don't have the courage to break up.
I'm physically unable to break up with someone.
You can't do it.
No.
The hardest thing I've ever said to anybody in my entire life. It took everything I had in my entire body, and I looked a girl in the face and I said, "I don't love you," and I almost passed out afterwards. It was like the hard, and it didn't even work.
See,
she goes, "Yes, you do," and I was like, "Well, what?"
Oh, you got me.
Yeah.
My worst one was they cheated on me with someone else, and I was like, so shall we still stay together? I couldn't bring myself.
Do you prefer?
Yeah. Do you prefer that?
We can do both.
We can do.
I get Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah, and then you bum them out on a Friday.
Yeah.
Where can they go and see your show?
I'm at the Pleasance Beneath. And it's very. What's that? Is that what I'm supposed to say?
No, it just sounds gothic.
But am I saying it wrong, or is that what it's called?
Right, man.
Oh, okay. So you're making fun of Pleasance, not me.
Gosh, you're really paranoid.
I'm really afraid about it. So, Pleasance Beneath.
Yeah.
And or like whatever, and it's at 10:45 p.m. Do you guys have time here?
Yeah, we got time, but it moves slightly slower.
And nothing's the same.
The toilets go the other way as well.
Gross. They come up.
Yeah.
They bring you other people's shit. So the 10:45 p.m. at the Pleasance Beneath.
Yeah.
It's very intimate surroundings.
Great.
I might talk to you personally, to your face, in your eyeballs.
Inside your eyes.
You might get a connection with me that you don't even want.
You'll be handcuffed to him by the end of the night.
Yeah. I hope you heckle me because I'm going to turn you into my best friend.
Thank you for joining us.
And then I'm going to bum you out.
JokePit, home of new comedy.